Hi Year 4 and welcome to the next chapter of our class reader. Just before we start, somebody said to me, one of the parents said to me that they bought a copy of When the Mountains Roared because their child was enjoying actually reading along while listening to the chapters themselves. So what I thought, well, that's quite a good idea if you prefer doing that. So what I was going to do is just show you the book that I was going to read next after we finish When the Mountains Roared, and it's called the Person Controller, and it's by David Baddiel, who is quite a famous comedian. So I've seen his work as a comedian, but I've never read one of his children's books. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of writer he is, what kind of style he uses, and so on. So it sounds like quite a funny title. I'm not sure if you can see the picture there. It looks like quite a funny picture. So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting read. So if you do want to purchase the book, if you want to get a copy of the book before we start reading it, if you do like to follow along, I just thought I'd show it you today so it gives you plenty of time to order a copy or so on. But you don't have to. Let me just point that out. Please don't go and tell parents you've got to have a copy of this book. I'm going to read it anyway to you, but just in case you do want to have a copy to follow along. Okay, then let's find out then what's going on. So Ruby was on the train for quite a long time and ended up getting off and following the people. She doesn't know where she is, so she's got herself into a bit of a sticky situation, but hopefully she's going to get out of it. Let's find out. So chapter 28. I walk along the river, across the road from the cafe, waiting for them. I can't go in. I don't have enough money to buy anything. This close to the water's edge, I can see people washing garments at the bottom of the steps. Above them, rows of colourful clothes hang down by the river banks to dry. Finally, the rain stops completely, and people rush to the water, kneel by it, and light candles on floating flowers. I step closer, and a woman hands me one that's already lit. "Artie," she says. I look back at the cafe. The couple are still drinking tea inside. I cup the flower in my hand to stop the flame from going out and gently place it on the water like everyone else. I push it out in the current and it bobs on the surface. The light of the candles reflects in the water. It's mesmerising. I wish Grandma was here to see it. Once I start wishing, I can't stop. I wish that Praveen believed me, that I had proof of the poachers, and most of all that I could have Mum back, even for 1 second. Orange petals scatter across the water. I blow on the flower gently, enough to push it into the current. It joins the hundreds of others flickering on the water. I keep my eyes on it. To my right there's a wall blocking off access to a section of the river bank, beyond which smoke is rising, and amidst the noise and chatter around me I think I hear someone crying. I creep closer, stepping over plastic and rubbish lining the water's edge. Birds flock around the boat, screeching and twittering. The water level is high. I can tell by the markings on the steps. I reach the wall and peek over it. The bank on the other side is covered in smouldering ash and cow dung. Men are gathered around a boat piled high with kindling. They carefully place a wrapped-up object covered in garlands of orange marigolds on top of the pile. I edge closer, trying to figure out what it is. One of the men says a prayer and lights a kindling. The flame whooshes, wood crackles. Then that's when it clicks. It's a body. They're burning the dead. Like they cremated Mum at the funeral. I turn and run. Images of the hospital fill my mind. Its sterile white walls, the blue uniforms, the metal squeaky beds. I dash towards the cafe and lean against the outside of it, catching my breath, looking back at the river. I swear the level has risen even since I've arrived. I peer into the cafe and my stomach drops. The couple have gone. How could I have taken my eyes off them, even for 1 second? I turn, scanning the heads of everyone passing, and by some miracle I spot a flash of green emerging from a shop. The rain suddenly pounds down as if a cloud has burst. It stings my cheeks and thunders against the road. The couple hurry, rushing along the road under a big umbrella. The street's empty. Everyone shelters under overhanging roofs or in the doorways, but the couple continues hastening down the street. I sprint after them, seeing the world through blurry eyes as we head out of the city. I'm soaking already, and my heart pounds. The sky is dark and stormy and purple tinged. The river swells and surges as I travel alongside it. I can't stop thinking about the body on the pyre. Thoughts of Mum fill my head again. The last thing I remember before she was cremated were the roses on her coffin. A factory stands by the side of the river. It has the word tannery written along the front. From over the road I photograph the couple as they disappear inside the building. I cross the street, looking round me before trying to push the door open, but it's locked. I hesitate. What now? And then suddenly everything changes. A blast of noise comes from behind me. I spin my head around just in time to see the river swell and burst. Water surges out of the banks. I dart backwards, pressing myself against the wall of the factory. I shove the camera in my backpack into the waterproof pocket. There's no time to do anything else. Screams fill the air. Water rushes towards me, filling every space. It's a strong current, a wave that knocks me down and dunks me underneath. The water is icy. It fills my mouth and my nose, choking me and stinging the back of my throat. My ears pound. I fight my way to the surface and breathe spluttering water. I know what's in the river, the bodies that lurk beneath, and then I stop thinking and start swimming. Well, my goodness, as if it couldn't get any more tense, poor Ruby is now stuck in a flood as the riverbanks burst, and it looks like she's lost sight of the couple that she was following to find out what was going on. Well, I hope she gets out of this predicament because she's in a place she doesn't know, and all her family don't know where she is either. So join me for chapter 29 next time to find out how Ruby gets on. Okay, then, nice to see you, Year 4, and I will speak to you soon with our next chapter. Okay, have a lovely weekend. Bye.